Hi Gemini, here is your ex-partner reading for the month of October 2017. I have done the 2-row spread like always. This will be for you, this will be for your ex-partner. Please remember that the energies and messages can always cross over and go vice versa. This time round as well, I'm using a card at the centre, either to give further clarity or to act as the central issue here. Now, for you guys, you've got a really good card. You've got the 6 of Wands here. And this 6 of Wands, it talks about having gone through some challenges, but coming back victorious. It is classed as the victory card in the minor arcana. So, look, the fact that it's the central issue, it could be saying that victory, there can be victory in this situation, but there may obviously have been challenges that you've already gone through, and there may still be some challenges to get through before you can get this victory in this situation. Now, in the present moment for October, we do have the Fool card, Major Arcana. Nice card, the Fool, I like it. But there is caution with the Fool card, okay? It does talk about potential new offers coming through, okay? Offers that can lead you down a new path, a new adventure, excitement. But the problem is, with the Fool card, it does involve risks. There are red flags, and you may well find that if your ex-partner is offering you a second chance, it may well be that there's other people around you who are warning you about maybe rushing back into this relationship. Don't take what other people tell you and dismiss it, okay? Try to listen to the advice of other people, because the energy with the Fool card, as I said, it is about excitement, adventure. It's that carefree type of attitude, throwing caution to the wind. And you don't want to get yourself caught up or caught back into a situation that could just lead to more heartache. Now, the card that they've got the Knight of Wands here. And looking at this reading, we do have the King of Wands, we've got the Knight here, and we do have the Emperor. So some of you could potentially be in a relationship, or were, sorry, in a relationship with an Aries. But it could also be another fire sign, a Sagittarius or a Leo. But it doesn't have to be. Sometimes it can just be the energies. That Knight of Wands, the Knight of Wands doesn't mean any harm really. But the problem with the Knight of Wands is he himself looks for excitement and adventure. He can get bored quickly. And the thing is, he can rush into things without thinking things through. And he can be prone to changing his mind again and again. It's the sort of energy that, a bit like a child really, in the sense that if you give a brand new toy to a child, you know, they just want to play with that toy for hours and hours and hours. But then, you know, the next day, give them the same toy, or a week later, give them the same toy, and then they're bored with it. Then they want to move on and play with a different toy. And that's what the Knight of Wands reminds me of. It's not that, you know, and it's not gender specific, okay, in these general readings, but it's not about trying to hurt people or cause harm. It is just about this natural need for adventure and excitement. And as I said, not thinking things through, rushing into something, and then maybe becoming bored, or maybe thinking that, oh, you know, I shouldn't have done this. It isn't actually what I want. So look, I think the caution with the Fool card is whether you're dealing with a fire sign or not, be careful with your ex-partner. If in the past they've been prone to changing their mind, they've been prone to coming back into your life and then going. If that hasn't been the case, then just be a little bit cautious with in this month of October. Now, like I said, you do have the King of Wands here. Now, this is in your position of what you're thinking and feeling, okay? So it could be, that to highlight that you are thinking about this King of Wands, who, as I said, could be a fire sign. But it could be here to also represent how you're thinking and feeling, okay? The King of Wands in the reverse is somebody that can be quite selfish and also can be quite bitter and intolerant. There may be a little bit of bitterness here coming from you, okay? And it may be that if, like I said, you find yourself in this situation where you get drawn back into this relationship with your ex, but then they go charging back out of your life again, it can bring this element of bitterness here. So just be mindful of that in the month of October. Now, your ex-partner has got Judgment in the reverse. Judgment can be about an awakening, okay? It can be about second chances. But it can also be about the need to let go of any baggage, and need to let go of the baggage and need to forgive and forget. Also, there can be an element there of self-doubt and maybe judging themselves. It is possible that there may be this element there of self-doubt about whether they feel this relationship is going to offer them what they are looking for. The thing as well with this Judgment card, there can be an element of guilt attached to it. And maybe your ex-partner feels guilty, or in the month of October is going to feel this guilty energy about the way that they have treated you, or the fact that they do come in and out of your life, the fact that they are so indecisive here. There may be an element of that there as well, because they may know that they've been handling this situation with you in the wrong way, in a bad way. And the way they've handled things may have brought out this bitterness and this resentment within you, okay? Now, the outcome, you've got the Star card. The Star card is the wish card in the major arcana. So we could say there's a lack of wish fulfillment here. But this card can talk about feeling an element of despair and feeling discouraged, having negative thoughts here. You've got to be careful here that your own negativity is going to lead you to potentially turn down your ex-partner if they offer you something, because that could be the case here. The Fool card may be there to represent as well how when you two came together, you know, you had that energy of the Fool, and maybe there were people around you warning you not to get involved with this person, but you went ahead and did it anyway. And maybe as I said, the Knight of Wands is there to reflect this push-pull from your ex-partner. And with the King of Wands there, it's left this bitterness, this resentment there with you. And now with the Star card, we're now faced with these negative thoughts, feeling this element of despair and discouragement. Sorry, Gemini, I just needed to pause briefly as I got disturbed. So we were talking about the Star because I'm having these feelings, these negative thoughts. Now, to further clarify, I then got the Emperor, another major arcana. The thing with the Emperor is he likes to be in control. And when he's in the reverse, he can come across as controlling, as domineering. Maybe you've got to ask yourself, is that the way you are behaving? But also when this card is in the reverse, it can talk about how you may feel that you've lost some control in this situation. And you may be trying to regain some control here. You may very well feel that it's your ex-partner that is calling all the shots, and that the decision lies entirely in their hands, because you may be very well prepared to go down a new path with them if this is talking about your energy now. But you also know that there is this push-pull with them. Now, on their side, they've got the Five of Pentacles. Much prefer to see this card in the reverse because it can talk about how maybe they did feel very left out in the cold, okay? Maybe that's how they have felt. But it can talk about a recovery from that. It can talk about them regaining their self-confidence. It can talk about an end to bad times here. So they may be regaining their self-confidence. They may be feeling that the bad times are coming to an end. But for some reason, you're still in this negative frame of mind. Like I said, is it because you don't feel you're in control? Is it because you feel they have too much control? To further clarify these cards, for you, I then got the Chariot. Another victory card. This is the victory card in the major arcana. So we've got two victory cards here. The Chariot is about forward movement, and it is about you steering that chariot in the direction that you want it to go. But ultimately, it is about forward movement here. And for your ex-partner, they got the Ace of Wands. The Ace, as we know, is a new beginning, and the Wands can be a very passionate energy. I do think that there is a potential here for a lot of you to be able to work things out with your ex-partner. I think the ex-partner is carrying around quite a bit of guilt. because they know in the past they haven't been entirely fair to you, that there has been this push-pull energy, that they have come in and out of your life. So potentially they have messed you about. I think with you, there is this energy within you of wanting to re-enter this relationship. And each time they've come back into your life, you've allowed them back. People around you have tried to warn you, I think, about doing that. And I think because they have done this push-pull and they have let you down so many times, there is this element of bitterness with you and resentment. And it has left this negativity there with you because maybe you are fearful to trust them again, to allow them back into your life again, if they're only going to turn in the opposite direction and go again. But I personally feel that your ex-partner is very much aware in October on what they've done and how wrong they were, and how their actions were wrong. And I think the Five of Pentacles, as well as them regaining self-confidence, as well as them it being an end to bad times, it is that feeling with the Five of Pentacles of being left out in the cold. And maybe they do feel that energy, that when they go away from you, when they're in that type of energy, when they go off, maybe it does make them feel quite left out in the cold. And maybe they're coming to realize that in the month of October. But the two outcomes are good. As I said, there's the two victory cards here. And the Six of Wands, as I said, is about coming through challenges, but then being victorious here. And the Ace of Wands and the Chariot, you know, it's forward movement. It's to do with our actions. The Ace of Wands is the new beginning. It's passionate. I cannot say that every single Gemini out there is going to reconcile, because that's obviously not true. But I do think for a lot of you, there is that potential there in the month of October to have this victory in this situation. But if you have been quite controlling or domineering, you're going to need to stop that. And if you have been carrying around this bitterness and this resentment, then again, you're going to have to try to let go of that. So Gemini, that does conclude this reading. Thank you so much for watching this video today, and for all your likes, shares, and for subscribing. And I will be back with your single and couple readings. Thank you. Bye.